What is going on, everybody? Today we're looking at two Hasbro G.I. Joe Classified Series figures. So first off, we have the Walmart exclusive Crystal Ball. So this is part of the Walmart con. So it looks pretty cool for Crystal Ball designs. I love like his black and gray hair, almost like skunk-like and stuff. But he comes with like cool designs of like paranormal things, I want to say. So like stuff that's like inducing fear and everything. So that's pretty cool. Love those nice green colors that he'll come with. And then we have the deluxe Law and Order. So we have Law, our military police there, along with his K9 of Order. So that is pretty cool. Of course, get a bunch of accessories for both of them, especially for Order there as well. Different head designs, have one with the tongue sticking out and all that. All sorts of different hand signals you can use for signifying Order there as well. So that is pretty cool. We spin around to the back, see him there in action. So that's pretty cool, guiding Order there into a mission. So that's awesome. So both of these look really cool and I'm excited to check them out. So let me get them out of the box and we'll take a look at them together. So we're going to start off with Crystal Ball, who is Richard King, and he's Cobra's hypnotist. He was born the seventh son of a seventh son, and such were believed to have supernatural powers. He was able to read minds and was used by Cobra as an interrogator of captive Joes. He has begun working on harnessing extra-dimensional energy to power his dire or dread-inducing responsive energy tech, which can manifest spectral ectoplasm forms with fear-provoking side effects. So pretty cool to have him here. It sounds pretty cool, especially with the effects he comes with. Of course, much cooler than the old original figure used to have, but he looks good here. I like his design overall, especially like with his face design. So we get his hair. Of course, I love how it's mostly all black, but has the gray like streaks in the front and the sides. Looks very like skunkish and stuff to me. And then his face design, which looks pretty good. Love that design with like the black lines running down and stuff, and the little thin mustache. Just looks very evil and everything going on in that face. Then we get his outfit, which has a lot of browns on it. So we get this like darker brown like jacket, so long, almost like duster design with the fur around the collar, almost like cut off sleeves and stuff. And of course, then we get his bare arms there, little gold designs all around him as well. So a lot of gold incorporated with his outfit. But I love like the quilted design up top, and then just the normal leather at the bottom there, especially what's all tattered and stuff. Looks really good with that design. With his arms going down the side, so some leather there like wrapped around his bicep, around his forearms as well, or wrist there. And then of course a nice metal like gauntlet on the one side, which is pretty cool. He's got some necklaces around his neck. Don't know what design stuff, just like a little crystal and like necklace piece going on there. Some tattoos on his chest as well. You can see those tattoo designs going on. Brown shirt there as well, so like a v-neck with a nice gold design on it, belt with a gold like almost looks like an eye design on it. Then some pants, they have like a bluish gray color to them and stuff. Has a thigh holster here on the one side, nice design again with another eye like looking to it as well. Black boots there on his feet, and then I notice he has some tattoos on his arms as well, and I think it has a lot to do with like the sun and moons and stuff. So there's that one, and then this one, which definitely has a sun and a moon with skulls in them and stuff. So stuff going on there, probably more like supernatural type things, but looks good overall. I really like the like overall figure design. He looks pretty cool. But moon-wise, the head will twist all the way around, so you can get the twist all the way around the heart there with his longer hair there in the back as well. Look down that far and then up just about that far. So not the best moons, but he does have the double neck joints, so at the lower neck connecting to the body and the upper neck connecting to the head, so they both move together there. Then the shoulders will come up to 90 and has the butterfly back and forth and will rotate around. We get a bicep twist and the double elbow joint that bends all the way up on itself. Wrist will twist around and hinge up and down for this hand. Then we get the ab crunch. You see the ab crunch cut out, of course, with the jacket and stuff's gonna inhibit it, but can crunch back and forth there and go back a little and forward. And then of course at the waist you see he's crunching a little and will twist around there as well. Then the hips will come up to 90 and out to the side to the splits there with those drop down hips. Thigh twist all the way around, the double knee joint that'll bend back. Of course, the jacket's getting in the way a lot, and the stiffness of the joint itself, but can bend up that far to the back, which isn't bad. Shin twist at the top of the boot, and the foot will flex back and forth and twist side to side. So good movements overall for him. Of course, like I said, the jacket inhibited quite a bit, but otherwise, good movements for what he's got. And for accessories, we get an additional hand, so we get this nice hand there with the metal like gauntlet piece on it as well. So a more open hand. So I don't know exactly what to do. It may be like for holding something. So you can switch that out as opposed to like the grip hand he's got on there. So you get that hand as well as a pistol we can give him. So nice revolver pistol, has nice like gold design or whatever it is there, sort of wrapped around the barrel. So that looks cool. And he does have a holster, as I pointed out there, on his thigh. Of course, it's on his left, so I don't know if that makes him left-handed or anything, but we can try and get this into his thigh holster here. So yeah, it just fits right down inside there. Of course, the jacket's in the way again, as typical, but fits down inside there, so that is nice. And then very reminiscent of his old classic toy, we do get the Hypno Shield, as it's called. So it has this nice lenticular design to it. So it has a skull with like this yellow and blue, like I assume they're snakes at least, sort of wrapped around there. But as you do lenticular, it kind of moves out and the eyes open up and stuff. So kind of weird and creepy there, but a nice shield design that's made for the right hand. So we can slide this on here. So there's Cristobal with the Hypno Shield, which is pretty cool. But then we start to get some more supernatural effects for him that I really like. So since we're here, we'll go and start with the shield. So first we get what's labeled as a fear manifestation for a shield. So this piece you just connect on the front of the shield. Pretty much the same design. So with the snakes and skulls and stuff, you see the skull is the little eye design, but just like this nice green design that goes on it. So we just pop this into the shield. So there, that just sticks on the shield, so you can have that design, which does look pretty cool. He also comes with some other effects, so we get a crystal ball as well, so kind of fitting with the name. So we get a crystal ball that has more of these tentacles coming out, so we get a lot of these like tentacly sort of things coming out. So you can see a tentacle design, so it even has like all the like would be the suction cups of the octopus arms and stuff. So you get that, as well as I can't tell exactly if it's just a crystal design or if it it does kind of look like a skull there. I can kind of see a little bit of a skull design and whatever's inside there, so you get that. So maybe with that other hand, of course it feels like it wouldn't fit. I say maybe you could get him to hold it with that hand, but I feel that doesn't fit. We also get a sword, so go along with the shield kind of, we get a nice sword design, so nice there, all in the green, see-through, nice sword hilt and stuff. So it just looks pretty cool. That's awesome. We can put this in his other hand. So there is the spectral sword as well. And finally, I think the coolest thing about him is that he comes with an additional head of a monster mask, again as it's labeled. So it's almost like this Cthulhu looking thing. So you get a skull head with tentacles coming out of the mouth, nice red eyes, little like red jewel design there on top of the head, some horns coming out, some more tentacles and stuff coming out of the sides and back. Just looks absolutely crazy. So let's put this on him. So there's Cristobal with that mask on as well. So that just looks crazy cool. So love it with the shield, the sword, that crazy demonish head, whatever it's supposed to be, looks crazy awesome as well. So really cool effects and designs overall for Cristobal here. Just looks really cool. Absolutely love all those effects on him and everything. Just looks ridiculously awesome. And next up we have Law, who's Christopher Levine. Now he was a former Houston police officer that wanted a more fulfilling career, so he enlisted in the military as an MP or a military police. He also has an affinity for animals, so he became a trained dog handler using the canine order. So pretty cool to have him here, especially for Law and Order with the combination of the two. Very similar to like Mutt and Junkyard. So very cool to have him as well. Looks pretty cool. So pretty basic design though. So we just have a guy's face, which looks pretty good. Nice face design overall. Love his like red hair as well, of course, with that like military sort of comb over design to it there. Looks awesome. Nice red shirt underneath, so nice bright red with the blue vest on over the top, which looks cool. So he's got like the police badge there. Of course, a radio there with the like microphone piece coming up there that he can talk into. Nice gun holster on the vest as well, and that blue just goes all the way around there. So that's nice design. Has MPK9 military police band on his arm, watch there on his wristband on the other one, some green pants. Again, the colors, the red, blue, and green just kind of stand out. It'd be nice if they were a little bit brighter, especially the blue and the green, but just they all kind of stand out there together, which is pretty nice. Belt around the waist with all sorts of pockets and places that we'll be able to store stuff. You can see their flashlight, some extra handcuffs and stuff there, so that's pretty nice. Then some straps here on his thigh, so just pockets on one side and a holster on the other, knee pads, and the black boots on his feet. So it just looks pretty nice overall for his design. Now movement-wise, his head will twist all the way around. You can look down that far and up that far, so again, not a whole lot of range, unfortunately, in the neck design. Shoulders will come up to 90 with the butterfly back and forth and rotate around. Get the bicep twist and the double elbow joint that bends up that far, which isn't bad at all. Wrist will twist all the way around and flex back and forth. Then we get the ab crunch cord hidden under the vest here, but crunch back and forth probably mostly just at the waist there, and we'll twist around at the waist as well. Then the hips will come up to 90 and out to the side. I can only get it to go that far. It seems like there's something a little bit weird going on with the hips there, but you can go at least a little to the side and not much of the drop down. There is some there, just not much of it. Then we get a thigh twist that'll twist all the way around there just by the strap. Double knee joint that bends up that far to the back, not bad at all. Shin twist at the top of the boot, and the foot will flex back and forth and twist side to side. So good movements, pretty standard G.I. Joe movements. Once again, not too dissimilar from Cristobal, so works good overall with his design. But he comes with a number of accessories. So first we get an MP helmet we can put on, which again just kind of feeds into the design with the blue, green, red, and now the white of the helmet. So that sits there nice and tight on his head. Doesn't look too bad, like obviously not the best, but just kind of a dorky helmet design in general, but looks good with the overall combination. But then to weapon accessories, first we get a knife, which is kind of disappointing me because I don't really see anywhere to store it on him. Usually we get like little knife sheaths and stuff to store on him, but I can't find one at all on him, although we have like places to store every other accessory he comes with. So just kind of weird that he comes with a knife knife and no real place to store it. He does come with a pistol as well, so just a nice simple all black pistol that we can put into the holder here, or the holster on his vest, so right on the front of him there. So you can just strap that down inside there. So that's really nice that he has quick, easy access to that when needed. He also comes with a nightstick, so pretty nice nightstick design. So we've seen this before, but nice design for that. We can just slide it into the little slot here. So there's the little hole there, so you just kind of slide it down inside there. So that's always hanging off of him as he needs it. Since he is police, he does also come with a set of handcuffs. So we saw the other handcuffs. We could actually use these for Joe's. Of course, I hope their wrist would be able to fit inside there. You'd have to pop their hands off, and slide these on the wrist, and they'd be pretty close together. I don't know if their hands would get that close, but we do have a slot for this as well. Now, I'm not sure if you're supposed to like fold these and put them together, but just so we don't end up breaking them or anything, we do have this slot, and there is a cutout in the bottom of it. So I just take and slide it through here, so kind of like that, and then just pull it down, and they hang off the back like that. So just so he always has that access there. So it has the handcuffs there for it, as well as an Uzi. So like as his main gun, get this Uzi. I love the green designs on and stuff. Extended mag looks pretty good with that, and he even has a holster for that. So usually bigger guns like this we don't get holsters for, but we do have one there on his side that can hold that gun. So that is really cool. So like I said, cool, he can hold all those accessories. Just the knife, I don't know what we're supposed to do with. And then he comes with some additional hands, and since he is a part of the canine, gets additional hands with hand signals. I think Mutt and Junkyard came with the same one, so Mutt came with the hands as well. So I just put some hands together. So we had a fist hand and a hand doing this. So again, whatever sort of hand signals it's supposed to be, we get that hand. Then for the next ones, we get to like 2 pointing finger hands, but one's like a straight up pointing finger and one's a little bit curved. So you probably do like the in the hand sort of thing. So again, those signals, as well as this last one with more like cupped like hands. So again, this one's more cupped and this one's more just flat and stuff again, but doing different hand signals and everything. You can do all those together. You can put your hands together like that. So you get those different hands. Again, I don't know what you're supposed to use and stuff for guiding a dog and all that, everything. So not sure what to give him. But of course, the main star of having Law is also getting Order. So we get the German Shepherd dog to go along with him. So of course, Order here looks really fun and cute. Of course, another G.I. Joe animal that we get that looks really good. Has very similar like dog design we've seen with like the Timbers and of course Junkyard, but looks good overall for the German Shepherd design. You can see he does have a collar and like a vest piece on here. Of course, has the handles to be able to control the dog. Has MP-K9 on both of them as well, so that's pretty nice, and just straps going all the way around him, to be able to get him off stuff without like choking him out and everything. But looks good with the German Shepherd design. Looks pretty fun and cartoony there from the front with the tongue sticking out, the ears just sticking straight up, and just looks really nice. Nice canine design with like the darker black going into the browns and stuff. Of course, tail hanging off there, the back just looks good overall for its design. Like I said, very similar to what we've seen before, but with the head we do get some movement, so it can move up and down there, and of course twist all the way around and go side to side and stuff, so you get the different head movements in there. And then lower back, like right around the vest piece, there's movement as well, so the head will twist around, move up and down as well, so you get all those different movements. Of course, the head's popping off there now. Then the legs will move back and forth, can move in and out a little as well. Get the like what I always call like knee joints and stuff. I don't know what you call them on dogs, but it'll move forward there, and each one has rotation. This one just hinges back and forth here, and then of course the paw itself can move back and forth and twist side to side. So get both of those for the front, and then similar to the back, so move back and forth, in and out. Then we get the back leg joint that will move back there that far with rotation. Of course, that hinge piece back and forth, and the little paw should move, flex back and forth and twist side to side. Then we get an ab crunch as well, so what would be like an ab crunch, so it can move side to side, so twist there side to side, move in and out there as well, little twist on it, and then tail up and down and twist around. So yeah, all the same dog movements we've seen with all the other dogs in the past, so very nice overall. And then he does come with some extra accessory pieces as well. So we get an angry head, so one here with the teeth showed, so it looks very mean and angry, so we can switch that out. So there's the angry head on the dog now. That looks really cool. Of course, it just seems really like fat around the neck and everything. Of course, with that strap on it, it doesn't really help it either, but still looks good. Of course, having the nice angry face on there. And then we also get this piece that's almost like a hat for the dog. I don't know if it can only go, must only go on the like calmer head there, but we can put it around so it goes around his ears here and kind of goes down in front of his face, so it's like little mask design and stuff. So that's pretty fun and cool. Nice design. You could switch that as well, so he has like little goggles and stuff on almost, so that is pretty cool. So then, of course, there we got Law and Order together now, so very nice to have both of those. Of course, a nice duo team here, and nice to have them. They look pretty awesome there together. And of course, like I said, very similar to them, we have Mutt and Junkyard as well. They're very similar designs, so there we have Mutt and Junkyard. with them, so we can kind of get them posed up as well to be very similar to that. So overall, very cool to have Law and Order. I think they look really cool. Like I said, for Log, especially the green, the blue, and the red, all that looks good. And then of course, who doesn't love getting a nice log here added to your collection as well? So very nice for Law and Order. So there we kind of a face off between our two classified figures, with Crystal Ball, that was a Walmart exclusive from WalmartCon, and then the deluxe Law and Order 2-pack. So very cool for both these figures. Love both of them, especially Crystal Ball. Love his base design, but then adding all like the green ethereal sort of stuff, or whatever it is, looks spectral, I guess it is, sort of stuff to him, makes him look even cooler. And then of course always having Law and Order combination is really cool. Again, adding another dog to our G.I. Joe collection is really awesome as well. So love both of these figures. Let me know what you thought of both of them down in the comments, and if you enjoyed my review, let me know with that like and hit the subscribe button to see more. But I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.